Yo, yo. I think we're live. What's good, dude? Welcome to the stream. This was a little bit of a sporadic stream, but I wanted to, I wanted to do some deep work on organic, so I decided to turn the stream on and just do some work. That means you're in European. Yeah, you're in the European time zone. Where are you based out of? Budapest. Heck yeah, dude. I might have been to Budapest for like a, maybe like a flight layover, but I don't think I've been and actually gotten a chance to explore Budapest yet, so that's definitely on the list. I've been doing quite a bit of travel this year. I'm gonna be in Asia towards the end of the year. What's going on, everybody else? We're gonna... Yeah, I'm just gonna be trenching, so feel free to ask questions if you have any in the chat. I'm gonna be working on some organic content. I'll plug in the phone. You guys can watch what I'm doing. Just gotta grab the sheet we're gonna be working out of. Let me pull that up. Alright, this is gonna be 2607 organic. Okay. $2607 organic. Are you planning to make a video about the new TikTok updates? Smart and manual campaigns are now in a single flow, right? Yeah, I do need to make an updated TikTok video. Honestly, TikTok has been greatly prioritizing shop. So from all the accounts that I've analyzed recently, the ones that are performing the best are the ones that are highly focused on orchestrating lots of creators to output content, and then that content goes directly and gets boosted via GMV Max. Regular running ads with TikTok still works. You can still generate sales. I've just seen a decrease in performance across the board from it, so haven't played too much around with new features due to that. But I will be playing around with them here shortly, and I can certainly make a video on it. But yeah, what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be planning some organic content. Now, I'll walk you guys through my thought process here. We know that organic content around making orders works well. How do we know this? Well, this has been the primary style and format of content that has gone viral for us for years. And because we have personalized products, we can create content around the personalized aspects, like making the orders, different orders coming in, etc. So we know this works well. And I do have in our Asana some concepts that I want to play around with. Lucy dog bone ring. What was the idea here? Okay. POV your dog's name starts with the letter L. Process of making products showed in a snappy way. Hi, Teddy. What do you want to get down? This could be a concept. Dog's name starts with the letter L. So we have a bunch of shots with making a ring that says Lucy on it. I think we could do something that gets people to watch towards the end by having like an open-ended like an open-ended, not question, but like creating curiosity. POV your dog's name starts with the letter L. It's kind of weak though, to be honest with you. Oh, you know what I could do? We could search through and do something like... I didn't know this dog name was this popular. And we could do that with different names. Okay, I like that. So let's do... Look through all of the orders and give me... Actually, I'll put it this way. I am working on a concept around, I didn't know this dog name was this popular, where I showcase how many people have the same dog name. I want you to look through our orders and find out which 5 names appear the most. Also, is there a way on Shopify that I can showcase this in the video? Cool. If anybody's like trying to find a, or if anybody's not utilizing an agent yet, highly vouch for Hermes. You can install it either on a local machine or on a VPS and then get it plugged in to do a bunch of shit. I have mine plugged in here for to my Shopify store, which allows me to scrape through a bunch of data and then come up with concepts, as well as I have it plugged into Scrape Creators API, which then lets you scrape through any social content so you can identify formats of content that are performing well, different things that are working, and then be able to utilize that in what you're creating. That's been a pretty heavy rabbit hole, if you will. Why not just Claude Code? It also does that now. Yeah, so you can 100% use Claude Code for a lot of the stuff you can do with Hermes. What I like about Hermes over Claude Code, and this might just be preference, I like how I can plug it into every place where work is happening. So like I can have it connected to my Telegram, I can have it connected to the WhatsApp, to the team Slack, to the team Discord, to the Discord community, to like I can literally have it plugged into everything, which I'm sure you can also do with Claude Code. And then I also really like the memory system that it has. So by default, it has a memory system that will learn based off of conversations and then remember the things proactively as skills. So I find that pretty beneficial. I also like their desktop app. It's pretty easy to use, and you can spawn a bunch of sessions. Like I'll show you. So like I have a bunch of sessions here on different topics, right? So like for when I'm working on something about creators, I have a session that specifically, remembers what we're doing on the creative initiative, and I can brainstorm there. I have one for a meme coin website that I'm working on that I can, have specific for that. So I just like the fact that you can have all these different sessions that are in one area that you can like queue, 5-10 different sessions at the same time to be doing things. Yeah. And again, I also love Claude Code, so I'm a big proponent of Claude Code as well. I just find this better for orchestration of multiple things, as well as giving team access to it. So then team can utilize the context that is scraped and saved and learned by the agent. I use Codex to configure everything in my Shopify from editing theme. Yep. Yeah, Codex is great for this too. I plugged in the Shopify just directly into the Hermes, and then I trained it with a few different Shopify liquid skills that enable it to have more context on how to actually approach. I'm working on this brand here. Let me just make sure this is, yeah, you can see it. So this is Go Crampless. So I'm working on this. This is another brand that I'm working on. This homepage was one-shotted by the agent so far. This is bugged, but that's just a CSS bug. But I really like how it laid it out with the one-shot so far. And then it's also working on the product page, which needs some more work. But yeah, you can do the same exact thing with Codex. You can do the same thing with Claude Code. You can do the same thing with OpenClaw. You can do the same thing with Hermes. I mean, what's my favorite Bloom drink flavor? Honestly, bro, the crisp apple. Like it's really hard to beat the crisp apple. I'll give you a close-up of it. Crisp apple. I'd say that's probably my favorite. I just tried this one too. This is the Summer Splash, but I want to say I like the crisp apple the best. How does it make it though? Like where in a new theme? Oh, for the agent editing your Shopify store. So you can have it work in a new theme. You can have it work in your existing theme. Basically, the way you do it, and this is going to be just a very, very quick overview of it because I do need to work on these concepts here. But you go to your settings, you go to your apps, and then there's this develop apps, which you can then open the developer dashboard, and you literally create a new app. I actually have a video on YouTube that shows this, but you create a new app and then you give that app permissions, and you'll have secret keys that are provided with the app that you can then use to give to your agent, and then it will be able to have access to all the permissions that you've given it. And that's how you do it. Let's see if this came back. Okay, cool. Beautiful. So Luna has a bunch, Bella has a bunch, Charlie has a bunch, Max has a bunch, Milo has a bunch. Orders. Search Luna in the search bar. Shopify filters to matching orders. You'll see the list scroll. Build a simple page on your site. Yeah, I know you can do that. Just show the numbers on the screen. Okay. Yeah, so I'm liking the idea of a concept that's like, I didn't know this dog name was this popular, which is going to be our copy here. And then essentially we're going to be showcasing product being made plus narrative overlay giving hints on the dog's name. And few things I'll just kind of pass along in this live in terms of how you want to approach how you want to approach creating content that can generate more views is you have to give people some type of emotion or desire to continue to watch. And desire to continue to watch, you have to give them a why. And one great way to do that is either through making them feel something within the first few seconds. Feeling curious is one of the best ones. And that's what we're kind of doing with this concept that we're right now building. So I'll kind of remove this, and then essentially this is what we're starting with. So I didn't know this dog name. I didn't know this dog name was this popular. And then we're showcasing product being made, narrative overlay giving hints on the dog name, and then at the end showcasing product with that dog name on it. And I'll likely select one here that I have footage of just to make my life easier. Let me see. So I know we have a Bella. We might have a Luna. I know we have a Max. I know we have a Milo. So let me scour through my camera roll to see which one we're going to do. Yes, we have a Luna. Hell yeah. And then we're just going to grab the footage. I'm also likely going to directly edit it on the TikTok app, to be honest with you guys. Nice. I love how this just like does not want to register. That's annoying. Nice. So it gets power, but it's not gonna showcase here, is it? That's fine. We can edit it on the computer. You guys will be able to see that. I'll just then airdrop all of these to myself. Yeah, so thoughts on headless Shopify app? I mean, you can definitely have the payments go through Shopify. I mean, I think there's benefit to the actual Shopify platform, not just on a payment and order side. I know a few people that are doing what you're suggesting, Hijack. I haven't personally done it, but I know a few people that have done it. Configure Facebook ads. What does the setup look like? Brother, look through my YouTube channel. I have probably 50 videos on Facebook ads. So you don't have to work in Shopify theme at all. Correct. I just literally send the agent screenshots. Do you make all your creatives by hand or do you also use AI? Both. So I'll make a lot of, like, you essentially, when coming up with the creatives, it's like, what are the shots that are needed? And then oftentimes you can source a shot quicker by utilizing AI to do it. You just have to make sure that if you're using AI for a shot, that it kind of falls into two buckets. So the first bucket is that it's so obviously AI. So think of like a, claymation ad, that it bypasses people's filters. Or the second option is that you cannot tell that it's AI, which there's now tech that allows you to do that, which we can also talk about. Has to fall under in one of those buckets. If it looks kind of like AI, or if people can read through it, it's gonna flop. It's not gonna work. Do you only work with a laptop? You don't have like two big yeah, I have other screens. I just dude, it's a fucking mess in the back. I'll show you though. Here's the other screens over there. I'm just not utilizing them at the moment. But yeah, I mean, this multiple screens are useful if you need to have multiple things you're looking at. So like if I'm, for example, doing something finance oriented, having a second screen where I can go back and forth is beneficial, or even editing can be beneficial, but it's not necessary. Are you still creating your ads using AI? Some of them. What platforms do you use to hire creators? Upwork. What are your thoughts on AI UGC compared to real life UGC? Well, just what I was mentioning, like AI UGC can work. It just, you have to not be able to tell that it's AI, which the best way to do that, to be honest with you, that right now the best way to do that is going to be you sitting in front of a camera, recording yourself doing something or yapping about something, and then taking that footage that has real movement, let's just say real background, whatever, and utilizing something like Gemini's Omni Flash to then replace aspects of that video, which can allow you to get really realistic looking scenes and shots. There's obviously a bunch of, tools out there and whatnot that you can use as well, but I would say for UGC specifically, unless you're selling to old people, getting actual footage from a real creator is going to take you further. What about scripts? Do you write full AI scripts? will use AI to brainstorm scripts. I will not use AI to fully write the script. I'll use it to brainstorm ideas, and then I'll sit down and I'll do a lot more of the copywriting. Yeah, I mean, there's HeyGen, and there's a bunch of fucking others. But again, I wouldn't say they beat, an actual creator who's good at yapping. All right, let's start editing this. This is Alex a couple years ago. We're gonna probably yoink that down. Yeah, so I think this probably could be good starting like right here. I like doing movement hooks, so something that like right away jumps into it. Maybe a little bit longer. So 1, 2, something like this. And then we're gonna transition right out of there to grabbing product. So this is 2 seconds in, we transition. We'll give this a little bit more of a snappy cut. Well, then we got this guy. Cool. So we showed the name here, and I don't want it necessarily to be shown yet, so I'm not going to use this clip. We'll just jump right into the laser engraving shot. Cool. Now we get the cleaning shot. Let's see. What do you think about native image ads with long form copy that directs to an advertorial? This is a great question. I think that they can convert very well for older demographics. Native images with long form copy that direct to advertorial. That's going to be for your 45 plus demos, specifically performing really well for like 50, 60-year-old demos, I would say. But yeah, I mean, it can print for sure. I know people just scaling with that. What's good, Lukey? What's the fire playlist playing in the background? That is... I have no clue if this is even a playlist. This is just my Spotify playing, to be honest with you. Yeah, I like drum and bass music. What's good, Moses? I've been good, brother. Been trenching, been traveling. Can't complain. And then we're gonna hit it with the clear product showcase here. We'll run it from like here. And then it cuts there. So what is this, 17 seconds? It's a little bit long. I'm gonna try to cut this down more. I'll be aiming for like a 10-second video for this organic piece. And this like jump, the frames here are kind of fucked. You can just do like starting here, I guess. This shot will make it bigger. We'll get this cut down a bit. I'll cut this down a bit. And then this will scale up. This shot's too long. We'll clip that down to like here. And then clip that to like there. Clip that to there. All right, so we're like 13 seconds now, which is a little bit more acceptable. And then this can get clipped here. Sick. So I got a shot placement down. My target audience are parents with toddlers. This is around 30 to 55. Is it doable with native images? You can test them. They will likely attract older demos. So like with the native placements, you're going to be getting you kind of that 45 to 55 plus range, which I don't know if that demo like 45 to 55 are going to have toddlers, to be honest with you. Likely you're going to be having parents with toddlers, like women with toddlers. more around the 20s and 30s, I want to say. Because when women get, you know, in their 50s, they're hitting menopause, they're not having kids typically more. Can you show us how you configure ads? I think this question was already asked. Literally go to either ecom.live or my YouTube channel to see how I configure them. Moses, sometimes when I'm in the deep work in VC, hop in. What kind of ad type and strategy would you recommend for a personalized product that was not successful with my image ad yet? Well, for a personalized product, showcasing the process of the personalization is one of the best ways. And think about it like this, right? So depending on what your personalized product is, kind of behind the scenes content that has an aspect of authenticity to it has performed really well for me, and a lot of our, you know, previously winning content was similar to literally showcasing process of the personalization happening. That's what a lot of our organic content also is. What do you think of VSLs to 30, 40-year-olds? I think VSLs can certainly work to 30, 40 plus year olds. 10-minute VSLs, that's going to be more your 60 plus range. That's what I noticed too in the ads manager from, yeah, 2,300 spend, 60% went to 55 plus demos. That makes sense. Okay, and then we're gonna grab this copy here. This is Luna, yeah. What rhymes with Luna? Tuna, nice. Didn't know this dog name. Didn't know this dog name was this popular. And then we have starts with the letter L. Then we have and rhymes with tuna. Nice. Nice and short. I want to get some kind of trending music on this. Alright, I'll pause the music to hear these sounds. Wake up. It's the first of the month. Yeah, that's obviously popular. I don't think it matches with the concept though. This could. Oh, that's funny. That might work. Nope. 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 Mm-mm. This could work. Yeah, I like that one. Man, shut your... Nope.
Don't look at me with those eyes.
Nope. Nope.
You called her a hoe because she said nobody yet.
Nope. I definitely know that sound, but I don't think it's gonna match.
Who's that?
Nope. I kind of like that second one we saw the best. Nope. Nope. I do like that sound. I might use it for something else. Nope. Definitely not. Nope. Nope. Nope.
You better run, you better do what you can. Don't wanna see no blood, don't be a macho man. You wanna be tough, better do what you can. So beat it. But you wanna be bad, just...
Nope.
Let me hear you say...
I'm just too afraid that I'll be.
But I really wanna know if you're...
Cool. I like this one the best, I think. So we're gonna grab the sound. TikTok music downloader. This one works fine. Download. and drop that in here. Does it just go? Yeah, it just goes forward. Debating if I want longer product showcase. I might not, honestly. I might just cut it here. And then I might change this a little bit. Over 100 is what the name Luna. Nice. Cool. This concept is good to go. I'm going to do something else here. I'm going to say, yeah. Let's throw on this emoji. Nice. This is good to go. What else are we brainstorming? Let actually read through some of these yet. For the creative you're making right now, would you test that in a CBO or ABO? I would test that in a ABO, brother. I am a very big proponent of ABO testing for a few reasons, but the main reason is so that I can force ad spend to all of the creatives being tested. With a CBO, you're going to, and I'm sure all of you who have tested CBOs have seen that you're going to have you're going to have 1 to 3 creatives pretty much suck up majority of your spend. And the issue that I have with that is if none of the other creatives are getting spend to them, then you're only having, those 1 to 3 that are all of your touch points within your funnel, which can be dangerous because your customers on average need 7 touch points in order to convert. And if you're just giving them, 1 to 3, you're not essentially giving enough touch points. You're going to be paying more money for conversions. CBO, the way I'll use CBO is I like using CBO for scaling. So I'll have a single CBO with one ad set inside of it, and then consolidate all of the top winners inside of that. And then I'll oftentimes do an inflated budget strategy on it. If you go to the channel and you look at the ABS accelerated budget strategy, that uses a CBO, one ad set with a bid cap on it, as well as the max spend limit on it. That's one of my favorite scaling structures. Let me see. Have you seen the new push spend to ads thing, and have you used it? Push spend to ads thing. Elaborate on that. Hiring any editors? Not at the moment, to be honest with you. I have some pretty good ones on my team right now that need more work. So, sir, can you also help me to scale my cat brand slightly different than yours? But I'm a rookie. I mean, go through the content on this channel, then go to ecom.live and watch the content there. Pretty much everything you need in order to problem solve already exists. If you have a specific question on where you're feeling stuck, you can also ask. I'm happy to answer. But if you're, just starting off, then you have to put in the reps of trial and error. Like, I can tell you exactly what you need to do, but you're going to have to actually put in the trial and error to get it. Will this live be saved? Yep. Like before, we could only push spend in CBOs to ad sets. Now to ads to. Yeah, I haven't played around with that. With that setting. I mean, I know there's a min spend that you can add, but for individual ads forcing spend to, I haven't played with that yet. Ready to take your class as well if you're providing the class. I mean, you can on Ecom Live, if you go, if you want additional touch points, you can opt in as a member. That is the paid offer I have, which will get Loom videos for me directly on your case. But yeah, I appreciate it. We need to get the music back in here. Hold up. And then we got to start brainstorming some more concepts. We got one down, but we got to crunch out some more. All right, next concept here that we're going to work on is going to be something around the images that people upload. So if for our business, we have people upload images of their dogs that can obviously be used to create content around it. So I'm having the Hermes agent here scrape now through all of the orders and look at the images that we get. And then it's going to identify, 5 of the funniest dog image orders that I can feature in a video. And then we're going to make a concept around that. I actually recently did a very similar concept to this, which didn't go crazy viral. I think it only got like 8K views or something, but it got some good engagement on it. Yeah, this guy here. So this was like trying to keep my shit together while reading these order dog names. Could do something similar where it's like trying to keep my shit together, looking at the pictures. Yeah, okay, let me brainstorm this copy. So trying to keep my shit together, looking at these dog order images. Maybe something like that, but that might need a little bit brainstorming too. I didn't know this dog name was this popular. Trying to keep my shit together looking at these dogs. Trying to keep my shit together looking at these dogs from orders. I think this concept got, I can check, but let me check actually. I think it had a really good hook rate. Let's see. Yeah, definitely had much better. So it had a 65% hook rate. This is not bad. 3% like rate. I think the biggest thing is we had retention fall around the, yeah, most people got about 9 seconds in and then dropped. It was a 25-second video. So I need to make it snappier, but it does prove the actual concept. Yeah. So I have kind of a clear idea now in my head of what we're going to do for this next concept. It's going to be similar to one that already worked. We just need to optimize the speed of it. Let's see what we got. Dog photos. Okay, cool. The dog photos you guys send us are unhinged. This is actually a great copy as well. Yeah, I like that. And then let's open up these orders. Four is probably fine. Adventures in Biscuits. It's a cute dog. This one's not too crazy though. Like the dog doesn't have like a crazy expression. It's like happy smile. Adventures with Biscuits. Okay. Let's see if these are... I need comedy. not comedy enough, to be honest with you. This is good though. Oh fuck, that's funny. Okay, so meatball was it, but the other ones were not it. So we're gonna prompt that. Okay, so meatball was death it, funny image, but the others are not funny. Need really funny images from our orders. Keep searching. Why are you that AI model and not Claude Chat or GPT 5.6? Because I like it. So Mimo V2 Pro, it's a Chinese model. Very similar output as like Opus, for example, but it's a lot cheaper to use. And yeah, because it's cheaper and similar in power, I like it. But I do use Claude, and I also do use GPT 5.6, but primarily Mimo, to be honest with you.
Shadows on my wall, creeping back and forth.
I've been good, brother. It has been a long time. I have been traveling and working. That has been the mix. And camping. Yeah, that's been the mix. But yeah, I've been good. Trying to do more travel. I find that it helps. Yeah, helps with everything. Like you can see places. The one thing that I need to keep in mind for future travel though is being set in an environment for a longer period of time so I can get in a routine. I find it difficult when traveling, especially if you're with other people, to continuously be doing stuff, because then you don't have enough time for deep work, which is obviously needed. But yeah, traveling is a great way to be able to see new places, and if you do it with others and you're all trenching at the place, then you can get more work done. But yeah, I've been good, Timmy. How have you been? It has been a minute. Copywriting off Opus 4.6. I agree with you for copywriting. Omar, greetings back to you, brother. Only place I've been in Italy has been in Venice, which I really enjoyed. Need to go back. All right, let's see what we got back from. That's a cute one. Martini. Okay, cool. We got 2 so far. Rocky. Rocky looks fucking spooked. And then this, bro. Meatball, bro. Legendary. All right, we need at least 1 more, but we're getting there. We have some that are funny. But yeah, some of these pictures that people upload, like, could also do similar concept. Should write that down. Can do similar concept, but with cute dogs. All right, we looked through these. None of those are it. Not really funny. Yeah, those are more cute. I think this is the one we just looked at, yeah. This one was the only one in this batch that was funny. Keep looking through to identify at least 1 more that would be good for my video on. Okay. Good to hear, Timmy. Pup ring's been good. We actually decreased team. We had way too large of a team the entirety of last year. I think we had like 25 employees, which is good, but was overkill. Like our overhead was like 55K a month or something like that for everybody. And you know, at the end of the day, I want to make money. So yeah, we basically decreased the team. We decreased it pretty drastically. Overhead's a lot better now. Output's still good. There was a lot of fat that needed trimming on employees that were doing part-time work but getting paid full-time, which was kind of a big lesson. And then finding A-level players within your team that can take on those responsibilities and that will actually be putting, you know, 12 hours a day, like 8 to 12 hours a day, has kind of been the key. Best place to get sound effects while editing. You can either get it online, but I've been liking the sound effects that you can get directly in CapCut, to be honest with you. So like, you can literally go in CapCut to audio, and then you can search up like, you know, whoosh, for example. And this is gonna be a lot of shit, but you can probably hear it. But this has been like convenient, the most convenient, if you will. I think we can start recording here for... Yeah, we can. So what I'm gonna do... I'm gonna go to the Edits app. And then we're gonna record... Yeah, we're gonna record order, name of the pet, and then picture of the pet. And then I'm also gonna get some clips of me like reacting, if you will. And we'll see. So we have... okay. Let's do this, and then let's grab that order as well. It's cute. He looks a little bit guilty, but not anything too LOL. Let's see. I just need like one more good one. This one's funny. Yeah. Okay, I like Benny here. Let's see the others. Actually, that's the one we just looked at. Skippy's cute. All right, I think we have enough. Yeah, we have enough. We'll start with this one. Definitely a good hook. And then we'll move this guy here, and we'll move this guy here. Cool. Can you share your theme? Sure. The theme is called... restroom theme, I think. I think it's the restroom theme. Maybe, maybe not. Dude, we personalized it so many times. I know we used to use one called Motion, I want to say. Yeah. It might continue to have been the Motion theme. Yeah. Yep. So we're using Motion theme. How many creatives do you need to test for on a daily basis? Well, I would position it on a weekly basis, and I would be aiming for... I'd probably be aiming for 5 to 10 really well thought out creatives on a weekly basis. I would identify what is... So based on what your product is and who you're selling your product to, there's going to be different groups of people that are going to be buying that product, right? So like in my case, I can be selling products to people buying a gift for a dog owner, or I can be selling my products to dog owners to buy for themselves. So you want to identify which group of people is the largest. So which group of people is the largest, and then you want to start by creating content for that group of people. And within that group of people, there's personas that exist, right? So like, let's just take gifting. Somebody like a boyfriend could buy a gift for the girlfriend with the girlfriend's dog's face on the necklace, right? That's one. The other one could be a mom could buy the necklace as a gift for her daughter, right? So there's now all these different groups of people that exist that are kind of underneath that. Those are called personas. You want to identify which persona, what's the largest persona? What is the largest group of people that are going to be buying gifts for, for others, and then that's where you want to narrow down to, and you want to start and knock out and unlock creatives that are speaking directly to a persona for the angle that you're playing. As you unlock those, then you can expand to other ones, but narrow down, be specific with your messaging. That's kind of advice I'd be passing along there. But I'd position it on a weekly basis instead of a daily basis. Meta or Google, both. All right, so we have our 3 funny doggos. And let's start shooting the content. I'm debating what I want for that first shot. Could do, I think in the original I think I started a shot with like me face palming or something. Let's see. We're gonna shoot it, and then I'll just run in a similar manner. I'm gonna just run it live so you guys can see how I'm approaching it. Let's see. So this is gonna be copy wise. We're gonna run the dog photos you guys send us are unhinged. Okay, I think that's good for the initial shot. Nice. Yeah, it's good. And then we'll shoot the next shot here. Which I'm gonna literally just be like, we got meatball. Cool. And then we'll do... Was this Benny? This might have been Benny. Let's see. Yeah, this was Benny. Then I think this guy here is Rocky. Beautiful. We're going to add those in. Cool. And then we'll download these shots and throw it in our motherfucking CapCut. Download. All right. Second sequence. That's fine. This is the best one. Nice. We'll overlay some music on that. Close out of these. We got the shots already. Let's see, which sound shall go with this? Already ran with that one. Yeah, I might do this one.
Wake up. It's the first of the month. I brush my teeth and count up. I let my bitch roll my blunt.
I think we're gonna run that. TikTok music download. Boop, boop. Download. And I will probably need to shorten it a little bit, it seems.
Wake up. It's the first of the month.
we'll cut that and then trim this. Nice. I think that music actually goes quite well with it.
Wake up. It's the first of the month. I brush my teeth and count up. I let my bitch roll my blunt. I'm about to dirty right.
Nice. Let's grab our copy. I kind of want to do something like the dog photos, trying to keep my shit together, looking at the unhinged dog photos. Trying to keep my shit together at these unhinged dog. Unhinged. The dog photos you guys send us are unhinged. I'm gonna debate copy here for a minute. Trying to keep my shit together looking at these unhinged dog photos. Looking at the unhinged dog photos you guys send us. Let's see how this looks. I'm just gonna do this. Yeah, it's a bit too long. Yeah, too long. Trying to get my shit together, looking at. Okay. Let's brainstorm this copy. Recorded. Now working on copy. Something along the lines of, but it's too long. Let's brainstorm.
That's what she said, not a doctor, but something's wrong in my head. I'm faded to numb my pain. A heart made of stone is the price I pay. Where does my mind go? How did I lose hope? Which road do I follow? When will I know? Who controls my fate? How do I escape? What if it's too late? And worst of all, the sky could fall, and I wouldn't notice till it was gone. Can't find my way, and I'm to blame. Can't be this way. Now I might break.
Sorry, that was a good drop. This question on supplier, elaborate on that. You just said supplier. Are you on highest volume or cost controls for most of your media buying? Highest volume for testing, cost controls for scaling, particularly the accelerated budget strategy with one CBO, one ad set, bid cap on that ad set about $10-15 above your target CAC, and then all top creatives inside of it. Lufty, incremental. I just started testing some incremental. Study what the purpose of it is. You'll come to understand it's really good for top of funnel, as what incremental is doing is giving optimization on more of a long-term view. So you're saying, hey, I'm trying to optimize for the content to be delivered to create an initial touch point that then over time, right, incrementally will result in the optimization goal, which you have, which is purchases. So if you're noticing that your new visitor percentage is too low and that a lot of your funnel is just doing, retargeting essentially, having incremental is a great way to fix that. I would say test it. Like that would be my recommendation. That's what I'm doing right now. These orders are unhinged. What's good, dude? It has been a minute since I was live. I think I was live in Q4. Meta giving you good margins at scale. That depends on during Q4, yes. During non-gifting periods, not as much. You see a lot of big brands going down on Meta, even though big brands going 800 lives to like 50. Yeah, I mean, Meta's like, if you look at the economy as a whole, costs are going up, right? So for advertising on Meta, the biggest thing that you need to solve for is LTV, right? Your LTV to CAC, right? So you have to make sure that you're collecting enough from the people that you're paying to acquire, whether you're collecting that up front or whether you're collecting that over time. That equation has to make sense. For puppering specifically, that equation makes the most sense during big gifting periods. So that's when we blast majority of our ad spend. During lower intent gifting periods, for example, middle of the summer, we focus a lot more on organic channels. But yeah, I mean, feel free to shoot other questions you have. I'm kind of checking the chat periodically. Also a good song. That was fire. Sorry, I like music, so if you just hear me like blasting at one point some song, apologies. Let me see. What do we got? Oh, fuck, this is another good song. Okay, if you guys... What about Google Ads? Is still good for gift pet niche like you? Yeah, I mean, Google Ads is great. Like, it will pick up a lot of the intent that you build, so it's great as a secondary channel. As a primary channel, if your product has a lot of high intent searches per month, so like, let's just say, you know, you're selling fucking trampolines, right? I don't know. If it has a decent amount of searches per month already, then it can be a fantastic top funnel channel as well. If it's a smaller category of people that are searching, you can still have it as a, you know, as part of your strategy for top of funnel, but it's going to do a better job at the additional awareness, at additional touch points for the awareness you create with other channels. We maybe spend like $500 a day on Google right now, and then in Q4 we're spending a couple $1,000 a day there. How do you find a good product nowadays and no need to sell scammy supplements? Find a passionate community and bring a product to them. Yeah, for a brand new product that you're introducing, well, it does, okay, I wouldn't reinvent the wheel, right? So I would look at this is how I would approach finding a new product, guys. What market can you sell to where that market is fucking massive? Like, how can you be able to sell to everybody? That's the first thing, right? So think of this logically. How can you enter a market that's going to be applicable to as many people as possible? So like, for example, what is something every single woman, what's a problem every single woman has, or what's a problem every guy has? And then you can also get down into different niches, like what's a problem every dog owner has, right? So you can, with the same type of logic, start to identify what are big problems that need solutions. Oftentimes, solutions will already exist, right? Which is not a bad thing. Solutions existing means there's competitors out there, and competitors, you can learn from them. Likely the competitors in any market have already spent millions of dollars learning things about that market and about that demo. So it's not a bad thing. So kind of circling back, I would identify what is a problem that can apply to the largest group of people, and then looking at the market, identify what is a unique positioning that you can have within this market. A simple example, let's just pick let me think. Okay, I'll give you a great example. So let's just say the deodorant market, right? Or like people smelling, right? What's a problem everybody has? Well, if you get sweaty, you're going to smell. Okay, that's a massive problem. What solutions exist for that problem? Well, there's deodorant. There's different forms of deodorant. You can get deodorant that you put on that's like a stick, right? You can get ones that you spray on. Great. What is now a mechanism or a product that you can introduce to this market that's going to be different than everybody else? I'll show you someone who fucking did it, right? So if you've never heard of this brand, Go Scentless. So Go Scentless introduced a supplement to this market with the supplement eliminating odor. How are they able to eliminate odor with a supplement that you take? Well, there's natural ingredients that will eliminate odor. For example, chlorophyll, parsley, and mint. So they entered a market that was already massive with a problem that everybody has, and they introduced a product to that market that was different. It had a different mechanism to it. They approached removing odor differently, right? And they scaled the fuck out of it. Now, to your point on, not wanting to sell scammy supplements, if you want to sell supplements, but don't sell shitty supplements. Make sure that the product that you're introducing to the market is actually going to solve the problem that you're saying it's going to solve. The reason why supplements are a good delivery for a problem, being like bring a solution to a problem to make it be solved, is because they can typically allow you to have a higher lifetime value of the customers that you acquire. So I was touching on this before. The single most important thing that you need to solve for when entering any market is how can you make sure that you're extracting as much as possible from your customers so that you can afford to pay Meta and Zuckerberg for his bunker so he delivers your ads to his platform. Like that's your equation. You can either have a large offer that you're giving people up front, which you'll see oftentimes in tech products and electronics or bundles of any sorts, where you're able to collect the entire lifetime value of that customer up front, higher AOV, right? That's in the 100 plus range. Or you need to figure out how are you going to sell again and again to the customer that you acquire, which is why you see a lot of people going into supplements, because it allows for you to have repeat purchases from the same person that you already acquired. So you need to solve for the LTV equation one way or another. You can't not solve for it, because then you're fucked, because then you're spending money and you're going to be breaking even and you're going to be going crazy. How to find good products to sell? First, find big problems that exist in big markets, and then identify which of those are being underserved and allow you to introduce a product that has a different mechanism. Now, there's many different ways you can approach that. You can do it in different forms, but that's kind of the overarching thought process. Alex, I can't give you a donation here. You don't need to give me a donation here, brother. I appreciate it, though. I do love to create my own content still, and I do have multiple editors that are also editing content. Yeah, I mean, the volume's down on the music on purpose, but I can put it up. So are you thinking about creating a new brand right now? If you do, would you just make a video about it? I am making a new brand right now, and I am creating content around it. It's just the content's not public. But I shared it earlier. Period relief gummies is the niche that I'm going into.
Sad face from afar, I understand it. Manage the type of shit that she's standing. Pessimistic about the world is so damaged. Liberate and get ahead of the advantage. Cock a sad face from afar, I understand it. Pumping up a cup for anyone who's trying to rock. Ain't no undercovers when we moving down the block. Pristine premonitions at the end.
Let's hear how it sounds with the music.
Wake up. It's the first of the month. I brush my teeth and count up. I let my bitch roll my blunt.
Nice. I think this is how many seconds? We start at 15 and we go to 28, so like 12, 13-ish. Yeah. I kind of like the ideals of this being a little bit longer. Like if we
Wake up. It's the first of the month.
and then this here can be shorter.
Wake up. It's the first of the month. It's the first of the month. I brush my teeth and count up. I brush my teeth and count up. I let my bitch roll my. Brush my teeth and count up. I let my bitch roll my blunt. My bitch roll my blunt. I let my bitch roll my blunt.
Yeah, we're gonna cut it right there. Cool. Second concept done.
Wake up. It's the first of the month. I brush my teeth and count up. I let my bitch roll my blunt.
Nice. Nice.
Wake up. It's the first of the month. I brush my teeth and count up. I let my bitch roll my blunt.
Sick. All right, that's two concepts that are knocked out. I need to export them and get them scheduled. I mean, we can't hear you so well with saying too high the volume of your mic. Oh, sorry. PC, your volume is like 20 out of 100. I might make like a YouTube challenge on the new brand. Might do like a zero to 100K days. Oh, how's everybody's week doing? If you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to drop it in. I'll be here maybe another 10-15 minutes or so. I need to export these and then I need to go home and chill. It's a Friday. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in. And if anybody's interested in organic, I didn't plug it into the stream yet, but we're doing an organic event with Kada, who runs Soulmate Customs. She did like 3 billion views and $10 million in revenue completely organically. We're going to do an event this next Friday, so exactly 1 week from now, that you can grab a ticket to from Ecom Live. It's about $200 per ticket. It's going to be 20 people that are in there, and then we'll be reviewing all the content live. So if you guys are like have attempted organic and are like stuck in terms of how you should approach, that's one event that's coming up this next week. And then we're going to be doing more events like this on different topics with different speakers. I'll drop the link in here if anybody's interested. But yeah, these are good to go. So I'm going to export these. And then we'll drop those into the downloads. Popular name Luna. Cool. And then in, out, export, unhinged, dogs, dog photos. Cool. So both of those are good. I'm gonna airdrop them to my phone. Date added. Cool. Share. Airdrop.
When the truth isn't told.
Chris, the new brand should be live before Q4. Finalizing product packaging at the moment, but products done, which is sick. Let's see how these turned out. The pieces we made. Wonderful. When is my cutoff for orders? Yeah, so cutoff for orders for Christmas is December 12th for us typically. After December 12th, can't really guarantee that orders will arrive in time. Yeah, there's a fuck ton of holidays in China. I would say honestly, just like make the biggest part of it is just make people aware that they have to order ahead of time for anything that's going to take longer to get there. So like, you know, even in November, we're telling people this is their last chance to order in time for Christmas. And then you just have to have that messaging everywhere, and you'll see a higher CVR during that period because, you know, you're like, hey, it's a personalized product or it's going to take longer. Like you can explain to people and why they need to order it now. And then you just have to make sure you collect your orders, you know, ahead. Yeah, so for factory supplier, that's the cutoff date, like typically on the 12th. Unless I'm misunderstanding your question. Product has 30-day lead time, so planning around it for Christmas launch. That's a very long lead time. Yeah, I mean that's tough because your cutoff date then, you know, if you're trying to get it in time for Christmas is going to be like right around Black Friday. Um, is it a personalized product? And yeah, I guess that's the question. If it's a personalized product, then yeah, you're going to have to really have a good November push for it and just let people know that, you know, they have to order it in time. And then also I would look into what are the other options that you have, cuz likely there is a factory out there that can, you know, get it out sooner. Um but if not, then you're just going to have to, you know, push earlier and have really aggressive messaging that if they want it to arrive for Christmas, they have to order it, you know, by November 25th, for example. It's not personalized, otherwise I'd be cooked. Okay, I got you. Yeah, so if it's lead time for a non-personalized item, then you just need to make sure you order enough units ahead of time. Um, you can likely clear out whatever you order in Q4 if you know, are spending directly in proportion. That's how I like to look at it. You know, so if you're trying to sell 100,000 units, you're gonna have to spend directly in proportion to offload them, which is possible, you know, during Q4. Yeah, 2 months, not it. 30 days for non-personalized, that's acceptable. You just have to order it ahead of time. Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts there. I'm gonna go ahead and post one of these videos that we just made. Last question, how do you plan around Chinese New Year? Like stop prep and forecasting if you have a rule of thumb. Yeah, I mean it's pretty straightforward. So Chinese New Year is going to have a down period for factory, so you need to project what are your average orders, like how much are you going to sell through during that period, which for us ends up falling right around our Valentine's Day push, which makes it a little bit challenging. Pretty much take your average sell through that you're expecting, and if you've run the brand for a couple of years, which sounds like you're having a new project you're running, if you don't have any data on, yeah, if you don't have any data to work with on how previous periods from previous years of Chinese New Year looked for you as a sell through, then I would look off of the data kind of going into January, which again, if you have a 30-day lead time, I would probably end of December, I would take the average sell through that you've had from November and December, which is going to be a little inflated. And then I would likely order that inventory for your January, February. You might be a little bit, you know, sitting on a little bit more units than you'd like to be, but that'll take you through it. Typically, the way I look at it is I'm saying, okay, what's the average amount that I'm selling on a daily basis? And then how long is my lead time? Okay, in your case, it's 30 days. So if from placing the inventory order to getting your inventory, it takes 30 days, you need to have enough inventory on hand to get through that period, right? So then you can multiply the average sell through by your lead time, and you can add some padding. I'll typically add like, you know, 1.5x to 2x, and that's what I'm going to order for any given period to ensure that I'm staying in stock. That same logic applies for Chinese New Year. Can you please write the name of the comment app you're using? Which comment app are you referring to? If you were looking for another product or niche for another e-com store, do you have an idea of what you'd go for and why? I do. I explained my logic earlier in the stream. If you go back like, you know, 30 minutes maybe and watch through, you'll get the full breakdown. But the, you know, I'll say it again, like I'll condense it. The way I would approach it is I would be looking at what large market has a large problem, right? So what can I sell? What solution can I provide in a market that has a large problem that excuse me. Let me restate. So what is the largest market that I can approach that has a large problem that I can approach with a solution that has a unique mechanism to it? I gave an example earlier on Go Scentless, which approached the odor market, right? You have all these brands selling deodorant. They approached a large market that applies to a lot of people. Everybody, you know, if they sweat, will stink for the most part. They approached it with a supplement product that uses natural ingredients to lower your odor, right? So literally looking at what problems exist for a large majority of people, that's step one. You can find a bunch of them. You can brainstorm that with AI. Then identifying, okay, which of these problems can I realistically provide a solution to that's going to be unique in this market and allow me to stand out from the competition. And that's the rabbit hole you essentially go down. Yo, is woman jewelry niche is hard to get into, especially if you're a new brand? Depends, dude. I mean, like, if you're selling general jewelry to people, you have to build a culture around it. If your jewelry has some unique mechanism to it, then you can, you know, leverage that unique mechanism. Is it a more challenging market than something that solves a bigger problem? Of course, right? Like if you're selling a natural supplement to people that's going to remove their odor, for example, using the same example we were just using, that's going to be a stronger sell and a stronger pain point that you can attack compared to jewelry, which people are buying, you know, for either aesthetic purposes, memorial purposes. There's still angles that can be made. There's still money that can be made. Jewelry is going to be the hottest during gifting periods, obviously. If I were to recommend, you know, things to get into, I would go for more evergreen niches, to be completely honest with you. Dylan, genuinely insane value out of all your videos, man. I run a clothing brand with my grandma called Smile Clothing. Oh, hell yeah. Grew over to 450,000 on Instagram just because your strategies. Fuck yeah, dude. That makes me so happy to hear. I appreciate that, dude. Dylan, shoot me a message on Discord. We should connect more. Would you potentially go higher ticket, or would you stay with a lower ticket item? I would optimize for the lifetime value of your customers, dude. Like, you can do either, but if you're doing lower ticket, you need to figure out how can you collect more money over time from your customers. If you're doing high ticket, you can collect that money up front and solve for the LTV equation that way, which we also talked about this a few times during this stream. So watch back through if you're just hopping in. But either way, whether you're going low ticket or high ticket, you're still solving for LTV to CAC. Do you have a developer team? My AI agent named Bob, brother. He will develop whatever I yap at him to develop. Have I tried adding any sort of MRR to the jewelry brand to see what happens? To be honest with you, dude, I've thought a lot about it. Really the only options, like I could add some type of, you know, membership that people can be a part of to get things, or some type of product that's reoccurring to it. Nothing really clicked yet for adding MRR to Pup Ring. We did try doing dog treats, actually, which the issue with dog treats was that the perceived value is a lot lower. Like if you were to literally Google dog treats, like you're going to find them for a couple dollars, right? Which is, again, difficult to solve for the entire equation there. So no, we have not cracked MRR with Pup Ring. No problem. I don't know how to pronounce your name. iykyk. All right, sick. Got one of the pieces of content we made here posted. I will post the other one probably tomorrow in the afternoon sometimes. I'm gonna go get some food, gentlemen. I appreciate everybody who tuned into this. It was kind of a sporadic stream. I'll be more active both on YouTube as well as in the Discord. If you want to like work in a voice chat, join the Discord. There's a VC in there for deep work. And yeah, feel free to shoot me a message if you have any questions for me. But I appreciate everybody's time here, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your Friday and a good weekend. Take it easy.